hate! Stop the persecution!
Stop the hate! Stop the persecution!
Great, we're outside the Pakistani embassy in central London. The honour of attending a Disciples of Christ protest against the persecution of our Christian brothers and sisters. In many cases, it's the murder, it's the slaughter, purely against Christianity and Christians by an oppressive, wicked and evil regime in Pakistan and across the world.
Ban the blasphemy laws!
Ban the blasphemy laws!
Let us be clear, brothers and sisters, that when the British government arrests a man for burning pages of the Quran and keeps him under arrest, but then releases the man that tried to stab him with a knife, that we do have blasphemy laws, Islamic blasphemy laws, operating inside the United Kingdom.
The situation is completely unacceptable in Britain at the moment, and the Christians across the world need to understand that. I'll give you an example. Recently, there was a man who has burnt a Quran at the Turkish consul in London in the UK recently. A man has found out about this, sprinted to the scene. A man in his 60s has sprinted to the scene with a very large blade and begun swiping and swinging at the individual, knocked him to the ground, beaten him, and carried on swinging and slaying with the knife. Now, what sort of mentality does that in a country like Britain? It's a mentality which has been taught. It doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't matter what I perceive to be the problem, whether it's blasphemy or whether it's an insult. I'm allowed to wield a knife and I'm allowed to beat you to the ground in defense of my faith in a country like Britain. The reason why that man behaved like that is because there's no meaningful deterrent from police, from law enforcement, from the establishment to say that if you behave like that, you will be going to jail for a very, very long time. It is absolutely disgusting, but it gets worse. The individual swinging the knife was bailed. He was bailed. This isn't a made-up story. The individual burning the Quran was remanded. We have a serious problem in Britain. We've got it completely backward, completely the wrong way around. If we want to take our country back, every one of us is going to have to become a political activist, return a majority in Parliament, and kick this scum, this filth, this Islamist caliphate scum out of Britain. Under a certain type of government, that man wielding the knife should have been remanded and be going straight to prison for a very long time.
We don't want blasphemy laws in the UK.
No.
They are blaspheming against our living God, Jesus Christ.
We have come together to set the tone and send the message to Christians in the country who identify as being Christian, but there's a big difference between identifying and practicing. We are sending the message to those people suffering with middle-class Christianity, and it is an affliction. There is nowhere in the Bible that tells you to be tolerant of evil. There is nowhere in the Bible that tells you to not fight for the faith, defend the faith, and promote, not just protect, but promote the faith. There is nowhere in the Bible that gives you those instructions. So we're here to call that out. We're here to call out weakness, apathy, and indifference. We're here to stand up for our persecuted brothers and sisters across the world. That's very true. But we also have a masculinity deficit when it comes to what we are instructed and commanded to do as baptized Christians, to defend and protect and promote the faith.